All right, welcome to Trucking Radio. It's your host, Mr. Blackstone. First episode, year end. Before we get talking about the year end experience, let's go ahead and get into some trucking news. So trucking news back in my home state of Florida. They changing the inspections areas or whatever to like some immigration inspections now. So if you got like out-of-state license, I guess anything that they can read that you basically not in Florida or from Florida or whatever, they doing extra inspections to check, they say, on English proficiency. So you can speak English. That junk crazy because we already get delays like at the weigh stations and everything, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm a weigh station bandit. I already got one little warning already for skipping past the little weigh station, but it is what it is. I hope it really don't go no further than that, but you know, in Texas they got them same type of inspections, so it's not really that bad. Cause shoot, I work in Texas a lot, and then got some other news about Texas. But before we skip there, but down like San Antonio, you know, the El Paso crossing over, I think was that Arizona or whatever, next to New Mexico. That's the hectic one. That's the one you're gonna probably be waiting. But other one in San Antonio, not that bad. There's another one on the other side of San Antonio. I can't remember the city, but it's another one. You go right past that, so it's nothing. But staying back in Texas, out there in Houston and Dallas, they got them trucks with nobody in there driving. So it's selfless semi trucks hauling 80 pounds or whatever down the highway. I want to say the company is Aurora, AU, whatever. I ain't gonna attempt it. You're gonna have to look it up or Google it. But yeah, they I'm gonna say Houston and Dallas. That's probably where they go through, and I want to say they hit about 65 miles per hour. But I think the top speed is 75 miles per hour. But like I said, ain't no humans in there. It's just a truck. Now Pepsi, they got the electric rigs, but it's only in California. And to be honest, I don't want no electric rig. Like, if you running more than plus 500 miles, like what you gonna do with electric? Like, how you gonna charge that up? Talking about time and all that stuff and appointments, it just ain't gonna work out. So that ain't gonna make no sense at all. But if you doing probably regional or local, well, not regional, if you're doing local, like you gonna be home every day, like pick up from the terminal, drop that bad boy off at the terminal, it's gonna charge up for you in the morning, then that makes sense. But you over the road or regional, that ain't gonna work out. And especially, shoot, with me, I struggle sometimes with gas, thinking I'm about to run out of gas out there in New Mexico. Now you try to do something with electric, it's over. It's over. Then I'm sure the AP unit and all of that gonna be electric too. So how is it gonna run? At least I want to say with the APU unit, you run out of gas, you still got some AC and all that going. If everything electric, what we doing? Makes no sense. That makes no sense at all. At all. I don't want no electric rig. I do want a Mack truck. The Mack trucks be looking nice with the little dog for their logo. I do want that bad boy. I used to want the Peterbilt, but the Mack trucks is hard. So when I get my bread up, that Mack truck, on that bad boy, that Mack truck. And then I seen somebody with a all black trailer. I never seen no black trailer. Like, it had like the little chrome on it, but like a flatbed trailer. But it was like all black, and they had black straps. Never seen that. I got some blue straps that, shout out to the company. Well, I think I got like a green strap. Shout out to that company. I got like the whole Mexican flag, matter of fact, except for the white. I got the red, the green, and like I said, I think I got blue in there. I got like a purple one. I don't know where the purple one came from. I think that came from the place I got the tarp. But hey, that tarp came clutch. Shout out to Maverick. Hey, I don't remember where I got that tarp that was left at, but I needed that tarp that day. Homeboy said, hey, that's basically like lost and found. Somebody lost it and I found it. And it was clutch, bro. And y'all tarps is stretches. No homo. That shit long as hell. Like, far. Ours ain't with that where it's at. But yeah, like I said, year end, last couple days ago, that'll be a year for me by myself. I forgot how long it was with me and my trainer. Shout out my trainer. Talked the other day, but I forgot how long we was on the road. But junk was moving fast until stuff just started happening with the truck. But besides that, it was Gucci. Shoot. So a year, we got one breakdown. I guess you want to say pop tires. That was a training, my fault, dog. But yeah, just one. Well, two breakdowns because the trailer got messed up. So one on my own truck and another with the trailer, both in Kingsman, Arizona, same spot. And then with the trailer, I was just riding down, cruising on the highway. Shoot, I believe could be wrong. I don't know. I've been down way in a while. I used to work the West a lot, but I've been in Texas most of the time in Midwest. But I want to say I-10. Could be wrong, but either way, Kingsman, Arizona. Riding past that bad boy, going down, see the other trucks, you know they honking horns. Sometimes I don't know what y'all honking horns for, to be honest. But probably on like the fourth truck coming by, honking horn, he slowed down, look. Said, hey bro, your trailer. Now look, I see some sparks. It's like, oh, goddamn. Went ahead, started going slow, pulled over to the side, and it was nighttime too. And you already know, Kingsman, Arizona, that spot, the desert, ain't no street lights and none of that. This ain't the city side, this ain't the East Coast. Ain't no street lights, so it's dark as hell. Only lights I got is my cell phone. I had one of the little helmet Jones, I don't know where that junk at. But that, and then just regular trucks coming by. But one thing too, over there, that side little road, I don't think that's Route 66, but it could be Route 66. But the side road next to the highway, boogied all over that bad boy because it's already flat surface. There was no gate. All right, slid over there. Whoop, 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 whoop. Now we just got to drive slow. Shoot, like just driving slow. Not that far from a truck stop, luckily. I don't remember. I literally was like probably only like, I want to say probably like 2 miles. Mile, 2 miles. Mile, 2 miles, 1 or 2, whatever. Bam, get to the truck stop. Look at that bad boy, like the whole bar holding the, not the chassis, but around the axle, basically. It's the bar like before the axle holding the air brakes. That bad boy, it looked like it was welded on before, and that done just, whoo, fell off. Bad welding job. Not my fault. And I believe with our company, something happened with the trailer, because you like renting it in a way. You got to pay for that if it's messed up, if it's not documented before or after, however they do that little bogus junk. But either way, had to go ahead and MacGyver that bad boy. Put the bungees on there. 5 or 6 little bungees, bam, bam, bam. But I think I waited the next day. Because I could have went, but boy, I was tired. I think I've been running on recaps for a while. But either way, yeah, bungeed that bad boy up. Before that, shout out to the Spanish homie. I don't know if y'all get mad about Spanish, Mexican, like in Florida, it is a separation, but you can tell over in the West, I don't know. Either way, shout out to y'all. But shout out to Spanish homie, came on and said, hey bro, I can fix it for you. I was like, bro, I would do it, but I'm not about to use my personal, well, it's gonna be personal cash, but at least the company I'm with, they pay for it in advance. Like, it's just gonna be paid in advance. Might have some discount warranty, whatever. I was like, nah, they gonna pay that bad boy in advance. I don't know if they gonna do it in your system since you like a little side person, you feel me? Or third party, basically, if that's better sense. That don't sound crazy since I said side person. But third party, bam. So thought about it. Nah, they gonna fix this junk. This there. Shoot, I'm tired anyway. I need a day off. So bunch of that bad boy at MacGyver. Then I said, hey, I ain't about to drive early in the morning. We about to wait till nighttime because I got to pass the checkpoint. So since I got to pass the checkpoint, it's better at least to ride at night. So hopefully they don't catch it. Even though there's lights over there, but it's still nighttime. So said, F it, we ain't going to ride in the morning. So I don't have to drive. It was like a Monday. I think I had to drop that bad boy off a Wednesday morning. Because like I said, I'm not going to drive during the day. Get messed up at an inspection place, and I'm not about to sit here where I'm at for, I don't know what they gonna do. I got the load on me, so it ain't like you can just tow it, I guess, somewhere, and ain't nowhere to tow to. When you in the parts of Arizona and about to cross over to like Nevada and Nevada to Cali, once you there, you there. You gotta have everything you need. You gotta go ahead and use the bathroom. Don't mess up on the gas. If you ain't know where you at, kind of like there's a little few little cities outside of Nevada. I forgot the name, not where the hotel at. I mean the little last little casino, John. But there's some abandoned casinos where it's two little truck stops over there. There ain't no Flying J or Loves. Shout out to Loves and Flying J. Really on two I messed with it. Y'all go to Petro, y'all nasty, y'all dirty. That's all I gotta say. But you go over down that way, and after that, that's that. Ain't no other places coming to get you, bro. When I got broke down Kingsman, Arizona, the first time, and somebody had to come and get me, and I should have kept my truck on, because something told me, yo, if you turn this truck off, you gonna be done. But it was just too much bells and whistles going on inside where I was like, nah, I can't keep riding like this. And we got 2025, bro. We gotta keep this bad boy going. But over there in that situation, called the dude, was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be like an hour 30. I was like, hour 30? I was like, bro, you only like 20 miles away. He was like, yeah, but I gotta pass you, get down to the other exit down there to make the U-turn back. And I was like, boy, goddamn, that's gonna be crazy. But it was straight. Luckily around that time it was, shoot, hot as hot out there. I can't even recall. Hot as hot out there. But it wasn't too bad whatever time it was. It wasn't like Texas in the summer. Shoot, I was baking this summer in Texas. Like, I didn't even get blacker like Wesley Snipes. I got red. Don't even see, look, I look like I got red. I ain't matched my hair. I ain't matched the hat. My shirt gray. But either way, that ain't happened. Didn't happen. But either way, yeah. Just broke down that one time. What other crazy stuff? I do have one crazy story. I just don't know how I'm gonna break it down, but my family know that story. Family and ex know that story. That's really the only, besides money. Like, if you look at the little TikTok, I only made 18,000 my first year. So that's what profit. So like, you do got advances and all that other stuff, but advances don't go into what you actually profit. So I actually profit 18,000 like in my pocket. Like, they be talking about, oh, I gross 200-some thousand or 170,000. La, 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 la. You gross that. How much did you put in your pocket? Before I started doing a little trucking, John, and looking up on YouTube and other little, I guess, trucking YouTubers or trucking influencers, whatever you want to call it, whatever they call themselves. When I looked that junk up, none of them was actually showing a pay stub and actually saying what's going in your pocket. They all want to talk about gross this, gross that. I made this over a year. That's all BS, bro. But then again, it's a trucker to trucker journey. My journey ain't gonna be your journey. Your journey not gonna be my journey. We can have the same truck. You know what? After just a year, I can say, I bet after a year, same dispatcher, same truck, same company, y'all run the same route. Do that within a year, maybe even 6 months. I'd be afraid to bet 6 months that y'all money will be the same, but I definitely bet a year the money ain't gonna be the same, because it's how stuff works, bro. Just, you might miss a week on that payroll. It's gonna push you back when that other person made that payroll, because you had diarrhea, and that one little hour of you sitting on that toilet of that diarrhea made you deliver on a Thursday, because you was gonna get there Wednesday at 5 when payroll cutoff is Wednesday 3. So your counterpart made it before 1-3, so he probably got like 4 checks in that week. Granted, y'all doing the same work, pulling the same load, because after he drop off, even though you will drop off that Thursday morning, and then that's just gonna go in the next week's pay period, he's gonna go ahead and drop probably, I mean, he dropped off that Wednesday, he already picked his up headed out. So now you a little bit behind him. So now if it goes that pace, you already a couple steps behind. So you push that to 6 months to a year, he gonna be a few more loads ahead of you. Just because that 1 hour 6 months ago when you had diarrhea messed your money up. That's it. Now I can say at first it was gas because I was 65 everywhere. No matter, mountains, it didn't matter. 65. Heavy load, light load, no load, 65. Then I learned that junk was whooping me when I'm out here in goddamn Montana, Wyoming, Idaho. Washington ain't really that bad, but Idaho, Montana, really out in Dakotas. Dakotas are really just plains, to be honest. North Dakota. I think last time I was out there in training, so I don't really even go out y'all way either. But Montana, Colorado, and then I messed up that one time. Well, 80 going east. Either way, F it. You know what highway I'm talking about. It's either 80, 40, one of the Jones. It might not be 80 because I think not 80. 60, 70, one of the other ones. You know where out there in the tippity top in Colorado. Went out there one time, boy, my brakes started smoking. I was like, God dang. And then make that worse, that was the time talking about gas. That's why I said I can't do that electric truck because I would have been done. My clock going out, it's 80 miles that way, the truck stop. 40 miles, you gotta make a U-turn. I mean, you gotta find a place to make a U-turn. You started at 40 when you looked at it, but the further you go, the further that miles will go away. So now you're making it, you're like, damn, if I go back, I'm further away than where I need to drop off at. But if I keep going, I might not make it with the gas. And then I'm pushing it with the time. Because granted, we can only go 65 within my company because the trucks is governor. So even though you trying to push it, you losing time. So I was like, I probably ain't gonna make it. Had to bust a Yui, coming down them mountains and hills and all of that. Whew. With about 40-something thousand pounds on the back, 45, whipping it down the hill. I ain't gonna hold you. I was whipping that. I was holding my own, going. Cause I remember I'm looking. Dude looked at me, saw that smoke. He started smiling. I started smiling. We gonna get to this truck stop. You hear me? Found that TA. Who helped me? Oh, my ex at the time was on the other phone, back where she was at back home, trying to also, I was like, yo, put this city in, because this is what I'm passing. And you tell me also, like, what is farther away, what truck stops you see, just in case it missed. Because sometimes the tablet or whatever, co-pilot, it'll miss a truck stop. I be driving sometimes, I'm like, dang, I could have stopped right there, but it ain't come up on the system. Like, I don't know, like, and it's not a new truck stop, like, and it don't matter about if it's the gas thing, because you could pull up to one where we don't got the little gas thing points for it, even though it's still a Pilot Flying J. I found out that the hard way. I'm out here paying a whole $550, thinking I better get a discount. Come to find out, like, nah, that one ain't in our system. But it says Flying J. Still, we got certain ones in the system. So if you with my company, you know, and also warning, I don't represent no company. Burn One Trunking is its own entity that's partnered with the other company I'll be talking about. And the news one, Pepsi and all that stuff, I don't got nothing to do with that. That's just news that we're talking about for Trucker Radio. All right, back to business. So yeah, year that's really was, well, besides the other little parts, you know, if you spiritual person, you definitely gonna be having some spiritual battles. Yes, plenty of spiritual battles. Yes. So that's definitely gonna be happening. It definitely helps if you probably an introvert, since you be solo dolo. It's gonna suck if you, well, it ain't gonna suck if you're an extrovert, because you just gonna have to adventure more. Like, the party ain't gonna come to you, or you ain't gonna know the destination party. And when I mean party, not like specifically party, but like just events and stuff to do. Like, so like me, I'm a mix of introvert, extrovert. It's like I can go party and mingle and be around people, but I also need my own time, me time, and if stuff ain't going right in my life, or I feel like it ain't going where it need to go, it's gonna be a lot of more me time. But shoot, trucking. But one thing no matter about that, the bad boy had me talking a lot. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I see people, or I'm at the drop off and we start talking about sports or God or relationships or something, or just anything going on, I'm rambling. I remember one time we was out there for like 45, 50 minutes. The manager came out. He was cool though. The manager came out and said, hey, y'all can finish y'all conversation after y'all get this unloaded, because we about to close in 10 minutes. And y'all could just talk right on side of that gate and I give you overtime with him. I was like, nah, bro, you good. It's Friday. Oh, yeah, it was Friday. My next load picking up was a spot trailer on a Saturday. So I'm cooling. And I think I was out in Tacoma. I like Tacoma. Tacoma downtown, nice. The Tacoma downtown remind me of Denver downtown. Like, it's like a slow little pace, but it's a downtown, and I'm a city boy, so I like the city stuff. Even though trucking has got me to like the desert, probably get a place out there like New Mexico or North Texas, like Amarillo. Got the other city that's like before you get to Dallas. But do North Texas. I thought about Houston before I started trucking. And since we're talking about money or whatever, I thought I was gonna have me a Corvette C8. I was gonna have a nice little downtown house, not house, but downtown, I guess you say like penthouse or whatever, but it's gonna be a downtown condo, apartment, whatever you call it. But it's gonna be downtown, because I was looking in the bad boy, it was like 1,200. I was like, oh, we in there. I go ahead and just pay off the Mustang, keep the Mustang, pay that off, throw that on one of the little rental sites, whatever. Try to find one of my little people to do that, pay them, they get some money, everybody get some money, blase, blase. I'm whipping. I come into town, we got places everywhere to drop the truck off. Even though they be getting robbed and stuff in Houston, Texas, y'all be on that. But either way, drop that bad boy in the yard, vroom, out in the vet, vroom, vroom, vroom. That's what I thought. Little did I know, hell no. Hell no. I just kind of got back to the money where I started at before I started trucking. Because there was a time where I made less than trucking. Matter of fact, like I told them, bro, I was living in poverty for a year. 20,000. I was living in poverty. I don't know how y'all people in the regular world that's just okay with that, bro. Like, grace of God, grace of family, pulled through, but boy, goddamn. And then it's like, But even through all of that, I never want to go back to the post office or FedEx. Nothing really was wrong with the little, kind of when I started my trucking business and journey, but it was local, and it was just with box trucks. But they were straight. I just wasn't. It was just decent money. That's it. It was like if you already had enough saved, or maybe if you was retired or military, you got 2 checks. It was straight. It was decent, but I don't know. Right now, decent. I don't think that was in my calling. They gonna say that I haven't heard or a presence from God to say to do this or that or whatever like that. But I don't think it's to be broke. I don't think it's to be broke. That's all I'm saying. I don't think it's to be broke. But yeah, 2 dispatchers. So say about to like 6, 7 months, 8 months with the first dispatcher. Got a new dispatcher. Home time, I guess it was that straight until I was like, I gotta be out here to make some money. I haven't been home since February. So what is it now? September, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. 6 months. And when I started this, the reason I did the owner op, granted I had to do the little lease opt so I can get the truck, because I ain't have my own truck. I ain't have the bread to come in the game like that. So I do just the way I just had to come into the trucking game. is what it is. I accept it now. A year later, those little emotions and feelings kind of gone. Got some little better thoughts, some better little ideas or whatever. A little stuff go eventually. Just gotta keep going. Shout out like Dion, my dog Dion said. Just gotta keep going. Gotta keep going. Storm gonna happen. You just can't stop in the middle of the storm, and you just can't go back, cause you ain't going nowhere going back. And you staying in the middle, you ain't moving or doing nothing. Nothing is happening at that point. That's even worse than going back. But you gotta keep going. So we're gonna keep going. So we ain't ending the trucking journey. I do like the CDL because it's like a trade. It is like once things get on the up and up and have their own truck and trailer and the crib in the yard, it's like bam. No matter what, I could always go back to something. And then learning, you just work locally in your state, get enough bread you can get about. I taught people by yourself, especially if you work in certain areas like Texas, you can rack by 8,000 by yourself, and you don't got to pay them extra fees crossing states or whatever. So see how that bad boy go. Trucker Radio though, we'll be back again tomorrow. Year anniversary. We started that bad boy off September 1st. So we'll see where we'll be at next year on Trucker Radio. Miking in the truck. It's your dog, Mr. Blackstone. I don't got no outro or nothing like that, but we gonna figure it out. You see, I got my Diddy lights in the back. See my Diddy lights? Watch my Diddy lights turn colors. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Hold on. How they do the little switch? They do the little strobe fade or something. Oh, they tripping. Oh, y'all, we in here. Be back again tomorrow. What is it, Labor Day, Memorial Day? I don't remember, but I just know you get out of school and you don't gotta work. But us traveling people, jobs and truckers, airplane people, we still moving and mobbing and moving, shaking and grieving. I'm just talking. Deuces.